In the last video, we looked at how Contoso uses a retention policy to move items that are declared records to the Record Center. In this video, we'll look at the Content Organizer, a feature in Microsoft SharePoint Server 2010 that Contoso uses to route records automatically to different folders within the Record Center. SharePoint Server now supports advanced hierarchical file plans by allowing users to use multiple levels of folders to archive documents. At Contoso, there are a lot of contracts, invoices, and other items that the Records Manager must keep organized. With a little planning up front, these records can be sent to the appropriate folders as they come into the Record Center using the Content Organizer. Let's look at how the Records Manager at Contoso uses metadata and the Content Organizer to automatically file documents within the Record Center file plan structure. As you can see, the Records Manager has created several rules that serve to move documents to a specified location within the Record Center. Let's take a closer look to see what one of these rules looks like. The first component of a rule is the name, which is used in reports about the content of this site. You can see that the status is set to active, which directs the rule to be run only on newly created content. The next section is where the content type is selected for items that match the conditions of the rule. This selection determines the set of properties available in the Conditions section. More importantly, when items meet conditions of a rule and are placed in the target location, they will automatically inherit the content type selected here. Selecting the properties and property values an item must have, such as keywords, creation date, and so on, ensures that those documents are the ones sent to the specified location. The Records Manager at Contoso is able to make good use of the managed metadata terms to file these contracts appropriately. Finally, you set the target location, which in this case is a specific folder within a library on the Record Center site. This is where all items that are newly created and saved and that meet all the conditions of the rule will be filed to. In the case of Contoso, the Records Manager needs to make sure that each contract gets filed and archived according to the type of contract it is. In the case of this particular rule, all incentive contract types will be automatically filed in the Incentive Contracts folder in the Record Center archive. Looking at the other Content Organizer rules, we see that there is a rule for each contract type, which in turn enables for each type of contract to be filed in its own specialized location. Let's summarize one more time how the Records Manager at Contoso uses the Content Manager to automatically organize contracts. As seen in the previous video, contracts are created and later finalized on the legal team site. At this point, they are automatically declared a record and then moved to the Record Center. The Record Center Content Organizer then uses preset rules to file contracts in the correct folder or subfolders. In the next video, we'll look at how the Records Manager at Contoso identifies and puts on hold final documents that may be needed later to track an important business decision.